Hello, welcome back to my office. Check out my shirt, by the way. Have you seen this? Feel the freedom. Route 66. This was not from a Walmart near Route 66, as you would imagine. It's from Tesco. Tindra Frost is cool as fuck. She is Iceland's only porn star. She has a van that she just drives around Canada, where she lives. And I really want to go in that van with her and drive around and make some porn. I think that'd be really cool. Spit roasted. How are you doing? I'm so lucky to get you this weekend before you're going off on a adventure of snowboarding.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate to be here because we still get to do things. I know it's not quite the same back home.
Yeah, everything is completely shut right now.
Yeah, I am very homesick. I miss everyone. It's been a long year.
Yeah. I mean, when do you think you'll be able to come back? Probably like by the end of the year when everyone's vaccinated, I guess.
I'm gonna try to come sooner. I'll probably come as soon as the pubs open.
Yeah. Yes.
It's just because I obviously haven't like pretty much shot with anyone since this whole thing happened. So I want to come back and get some work done.
Fuck. So was the last time you shot last year at AVN?
No, I came to the UK like
you did just before, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yes. I remember you did. Yeah. We didn't have each other because all this started getting weird and pandemic-y.
Yeah, that was. I think I arrived 2 weeks before the first lockdown, so I was in the UK just in time to experience that.
That's crazy.
This is probably the longest I've gone without. Am I allowed to swear?
Yeah, you can swear as much as you want. You can
because
swear,
I was just going to say
sex stories, whatever. You know what I mean? It's just different versions maybe put on different platforms. I haven't really been given any guidelines on crudity, but I have full on been talking about like anal gaping with people. So just don't, just don't worry about it. You're good.
Okay, I was worried about saying the word pussy, so I'm good.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's been a long time without pussy.
Yeah.
In Tindra's world.
Yeah, probably the longest I have gone. So.
Fuck.
A lot of people forget that this is how we make our living. I think, you know, I speak to a lot of people who think my OnlyFans is some pocket money that I have on the side. And
yes. Yeah, like it's a hobby or something that you
I'm just doing it for the sex.
Like, no, it's literally my fucking job, man.
Yeah, I get that as well when guys go, oh, you're so lucky that, like, you know, you're going off to have sex. And like, if I was just in it for the sex, I probably wouldn't wake up at 5 a.m. and get my hair and makeup done and trek half across the country. You know, I could just go to the bar. Yeah. The sex isn't like, you know, I don't pay my bills that way.
Yeah, sex isn't that hard to get that one would like craft an entire porn career just for sex. Like,
I mean, I wouldn't put it past some people, but yeah, genuinely.
I mean, guys, yes, very bad. Oh my god, yeah, these new porn studs. Hey, I'm a new content creator.
Yeah. My inbox is just flooded with guys asking how they can get in the business. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not a guy. How do you want me to explain that to you? It's quite a different experience because there's a different level of demand. Well, I don't know, really. I mean, a lot of male content creators are doing amazing now because they're embracing the male audience. And I think that's something that was really rooted in homophobia before. Like a lot of guys, they wouldn't embrace the male audience. And I see loads of guys doing that now.
Yeah, they're like doing really well on their like OnlyFans and those like those platforms. And yeah, I think it's amazing. It's
because it's mostly men, like regardless of how many women or non-binary fans you might have, it's still going to be mostly men.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like there's just more men in our audiences.
Yeah.
You know, like I've got quite a lot of females. I'm sure you have a good amount of females as
I
well.
have the occasional female puppet in. You get so excited when you see like a female
I
puppet.
know,
It's
right?
like, oh,
Yeah, it's
I found a unicorn.
yeah, I love it. Like women, please keep coming in. Like,
But I think that's again with stigma. There's a stigma against women becoming fans of porn and paying for porn and like liking specific stars, or even just like having a preference when it comes to porn. Like we're sort of over the hurdle. We admit now that women watch porn, but
yes,
there's
that's
still so much stigma around them being into it.
it's just stigma around women's sexuality.
Yeah.
You know, it's just I feel like it's always been such a taboo thing to even fucking have one, you know. And part of me, like parts of being in porn, it's just because I very strongly politically believe in expressing that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, when I started doing porn, a lot of like people around me were not very surprised, and I think it's just because I was very open about things. I was very open about the fact that I watched porn and that I masturbated. Like I remember when I was younger, like when I was going through university, it was such a stigma that women masturbated or had sex toys. Like God forbid they had sex toys.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? That why would that be a weird fucking thing? Like we're human beings. But yeah, so would you say so you are from Iceland, obviously. Iceland's favorite porn star.
The one and only.
Yeah. Is that, I mean, you've told me loads about this before and I find it so interesting. But is that quite a conservative culture? Because you seem like such a naturally liberal person.
It's so strange because I think it comes from they're actually a very liberal culture, but because of their small size, they can't help but be quite kind of nanny statey. So they are the only Western country that still bans porn.
I didn't know that. But in what way is it banned?
So the making and distribution and everything is banned, but it is one of those laws that doesn't really, it's not really enforced because they don't censor the internet because they're very liberal.
Right.
So it made sense maybe back in the day that you couldn't sell DVDs, but nobody buys DVDs. Well, very few people buy DVDs. Yeah. So it's like the law is there that porn is banned, but if you sat at home watching on the internet, there's nothing really they can do about it. There's no urgency to fight this law because nobody's really making porn or distributing porn there. So.
It's in a place of stagnancy.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's any possibility whatsoever that someone in Iceland might want to start making porn on a bigger scale?
Not in Iceland. Really? It is so small. It's only 350,000 people, which means that your pool of performers would be very small, and it's very expensive to be there. So it's not like you're gonna fly people in. But there's a lot of people making their own stuff. Like I see a lot of people coming and doing clips, but they just keep their nationality very quiet because everybody knows each other.
Right, because they still live there. And
yeah.
You don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also like I'm very open about it. I don't hide it from anyone. Like I'm very proud of what I do, but obviously some people do come from families that maybe are not as supportive or have other issues in their life that they don't want people to find out. And once one person in Iceland knows, everybody knows.
I understand that, and it does sound difficult. And I know people who geo-block their countries and stuff like that. I'm sure that's not uncommon, you know, for cam girls in Iceland.
I've been in the tabloids in Iceland and stuff, so it will draw attention to them pretty quick.
I find that so interesting that you've been like splashed all over the tabloids in Iceland so many times.
Oh,
it's crazy.
Another thing that comes to the Iceland side is that not much happens. So it's if they find something they can fill the papers with, they will.
Yes. There's not that much going on. Oh,
and God. I've never done an interview with them or anything like that. And they managed to make a whole article just out of my like bio that you get on porn sites. Dude. And they're never accurate. Those bios are like the worst.
The weirdest shit. Like I typed my name into YouTube yesterday, And there was this very strange video that came up, and it was like a robot voice reading one of those bios from a porn site. And it was so repetitive, and it was like 4 minutes long, and it was just talking about everything that happened 2 years ago. And I kept being like, I've done so much more since then. And it's like these really weird descriptions of my tattoos. It's like, there is a woman riding a mythical beast on her ribs, and all of this, like, oh my God. Yeah, porn bios. Who's writing these? I just want to talk.
They even get like so many facts wrong, because my age is entirely different, and I don't hide my age. I have my birthday literally everywhere. I'm happy if people know how old I am.
How old are you?
And they still do it differently I'm 29.
Yeah, you're older than me. Yeah.
And I'm not ashamed of that, but every single porn bio will either say I'm 21 or 40. There's no middle ground.
I can't believe someone said you're 40. What the fuck?
Oh, I've had worse.
Maybe it just feels that way to them because they haven't got any fucking news, and they've read so much about Tindra Frost's porn career that they're like, she must be a MILF by now. Jesus Christ. Do you keep any of the tabloid stuff from Iceland, or do you like, how do you feel about it? Do you think it's cool or like annoying as fuck?
I don't really mind what they've like posted. It's what I don't like is I get contacted by a lot of journalists, and they're really rude. They're really aggressive.
Oh, really?
Because I can't be bothered doing an interview with an Icelandic. Like, what's the gain in it from me? Like, it's a hugely feminist country that has a anti-porn agenda, so it's never going to put me in a good light. That's not going to sell.
Sucks so much. You really have to come in. If you were to do it, it would be a big thing that you'd have to put a lot of time and energy into, right? Be like all guns blazing.
Yeah, but like media always twist things so that it's a good sell for their audience. And like hysterical housewives don't want to read how glamorous the porn life is. They want to read about a broken girl, and like, I mean, we see this from like documentaries in the UK all the time, who they'll interview people and then they'll just cut it to suit their narrative. And so and also like Iceland's a very small market. Like, I've done like mainstream appearances in the UK. Like, why would I don't know, it feels silly, and my Icelandic is a bit rusty, and it's just there's no gain in it for me. So when I decline, they just start threatening me, because I don't think they have the same laws that we do or something. Because just they're gonna post something anyway. And like one woman was like stealing pictures of my private social media where I have my family, and like I was like, oh my God. It was very invasive, and very like, if you don't do this, we're gonna like dox you, which they also did. They also
have done, right?
Yeah, they have done in the past. It's I don't think these things are legal anywhere else, but it seems like Iceland's very very liberal with like doxing and stuff like that. Thankfully, I am so open, because like, I mean, obviously like everyone, like my family and stuff, knew about what I do. But that would have been a horrible way for them to find out.
It would have been, yeah. I was just thinking about that. That would have been such a horrible experience for you to have to go to. And for anyone, privacy is something that we are entitled to. It's something I try to take really seriously with my family. Like, I would hate for them to be humiliated because of my life choices. And it's something I do think about.
Yeah, I do that a lot. And just things like, people's partners maybe in jobs that are sensitive to it.
Yes, that's very fucking true as well.
Yeah. And especially because Iceland likes to paint this narrative that only, broken women end up in porn. So what a horrible thing then if you're going to say that I'm broken, to then dox me in a national like paper. Like,
it's just if they think you're a victim and then they're abusing you further, that's
my point.
There's no moral sense to that.
So like, thankfully I am not a victim, and I'm very open about what I do, so it it didn't really affect me in any way. But I just thought there are so many women who are not that lucky. So.
No, completely. And we've seen some terrible documentaries in the UK, as you mentioned a few minutes ago.
I think we have to like remember though that when all the rules were put in place, it was illegal, and there were no regulations, so a lot more. It was a lot darker industry. Now that it's all up on the table and we've got regulations, like we're really fortunate to go into it in a time that's very empowering.
Yeah,
So
completely. That's been my experience. So you started your career in the UK, obviously.
yes,
How did you
yeah,
start? What was your first thing?
yeah. My first thing was Babe Station.
Yes, I remember you telling me this. So many girls worked at Babe Station. Yeah,
Yeah, Babe Station is definitely a gateway into porn.
it is a gateway for girls of a particular age. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But like shortly after I started working there, I actually met I met Michelle Thorne. She came in to do a show. Uh,
Michelle.
and I started talking to her in the changing room, and she was telling me all about like the porn industry and stuff. I was like, "Yep, that's what I want to do." And then
Yes, because
slowly, I just made the shift. Like it was very handy to have the channels. I flipped between a few of the channels because it was like a regular income and it was like a steady gig as I was finding my foot in porn. So
yes, yes. And in any kind of self-employment, it's really good to have that as a bridge as
yeah,
well, isn't it? For sure.
yeah. I guess that's kind of like what my OnlyFans is now. It's like the regular income, and then I can, because it's really hard. For a little while, I was living completely just on shoots, and it's very
Yeah, I was about
stressful.
to say that. Like, you've mostly been a freelance model, like for
Yeah,
companies, right?
I did quite a lot of like adult modeling as well. Oh, I I did
What?
a short film with Mark Blackie.
Of course you did. Yeah, yeah. I
And
remember
that
seeing
kind,
it before I knew you, because
yeah.
I showed him like ages before I started porn as well.
That was that was probably the most different thing I'd done, but I absolutely loved that. And like that was kind of for a long time, if you typed my name into Google, that was sort of the thing that came up.
That's awesome.
Um,
You and all those fish.
Never in my life did I think that I would ever like deep throat an actual fish,
And now
but
you're a vegan.
yeah. Can you blame me? Oh, yeah, that was really it was a lot of hazards in that because I was deep throat the fish and there's a lot of slime and scales entering your
Yeah,
mouth.
the scaly as fuck. I went
Yeah.
to the fishmonger the other day and he was descaling my salmon like it was a fucking tap. I was like, Jesus.
But we also I also whacked like a big prawn.
Yeah.
And I have a shellfish allergy, but I did not realize that that is also on your outside skin.
Mm,
So I'm doing that, and after a while, my tits are just red flamed.
oh my God. Oh,
So yeah, that was.
oh my God, you suffered for the art.
And but it was all worth it because then Mark invited me to come and view where it was being screened in an art gallery, like one of those people walk around with champagne flutes, and
Yeah.
there's just a giant screen of me like sucking off a fish. It's great.
Oh my God. I've had one of those experiences with Mark actually, because he took some photos. I got him to come film a porn video for me. And he took these great photos of me covered in cum with this t-shirt that said feminist on it after
Oh
he
yeah.
my porn video. And I love those pictures so much. I really love them. And you know, I love his work and it's just, yeah, it's a cool collab. And he wanted to include it in this exhibition. So yeah, it was included. And I came and it was just this massive fucking print of it. Like it was like 3 foot wide and like 5 foot. It was fucking huge. And then there was some of his other prints around it. And I ran into like 2 guys that I'd been on Tinder dates with, like
Oh.
in this fucking exhibition. And I was like, fuck. And like this one, like we sort of politely ignored each other. So then a few days later, I sent him a WhatsApp, like, so were we politely ignoring each other the other night? Or like, did you just not want to talk to me? And he was like, I wasn't sure if it was you. I thought it was a doppelganger. And then I saw the picture of you covered in spunk on the wall and I realized it was you. And he was on a date. So it was like,
Oh, that's brilliant.
oh my God. Oh, so cringy.
I do love those pictures, but they are very like filthy.
Yeah, they're quite out there, but they're cool as fuck.
Yeah.
What's like, what other shoot have you done that you would say would be the most out there aside from your fish fucking tit wanking extravaganza?
What's been really out there? I've done lots of very strange projects. I shot with Kink and Airy.
Oh my god, did you wear all the latex stuff?
I wore the latex and like I was strapped in this like medical chair,
Oh, I love
and
that.
we used this device with it's like a circle,
Yeah.
and it goes like in front of your lady bits, and then it has lots of like clothing pegs coming out of them on a line.
A labia spreader, right?
Yeah, and they clip
That's
it around your labia and then like stretch it. I literally like it was really cool and really different. And then we used like one of them dildos that give you electric shocks inside.
What?
It was quite extreme.
Is that designed for use in a vagina? I've never come across that.
Yeah, but
What
it's like an electro torture thing. He didn't just like stick electricity in my vagina. It was
No.
it is a sex toy.
It's like, yeah, that's so cool. I've just never come across the insertable electro thing before, and I'm quite intrigued. Wow,
Yeah.
how did that feel? Jesus.
It was really cool. Like I did, because we were shooting all day, I did use a bit of numbing cream on the labia, because I know you're not supposed to, but it didn't do me no harm. So I didn't really feel anything coming until it was inside, and I was like getting zapped. I was like,
the internal zapping.
And that was like, I love that shoot so much because I'd never like done this type of like torture thing. Like I'd done a little bit of bondage and stuff, but this was like quite on the extreme side. And like looking at photos of my lady bits, it looking like that, or like I don't know, it looked a bit like the mouth of the guy in Predator, yeah. It's like it was so cool. You know when you see pictures and you're like, I like it's so kind of artsy, and I'm like, I wish Instagram would allow this, because I don't think it's like sexual, it's just cool.
Get a print of it on your wall.
Yeah.
Like, why not? And if anyone has a problem with it, just say it's Predator. It's my favorite movie. Just completely deny that it's your vagina.
I think a lot of people think that we just go and have sex and it's done, but you
totally
you have so many skills. Like just doing like marketing and promo alone is like skill in itself.
Huge. That's a huge thing, and I think people who don't do it think it's nothing. Like, dude, it's running a whole fucking business. It's huge. I'm busy as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, people always assume it's a sex. Like, I haven't had sex since December. You haven't had sex with anyone on camera in over a year.
I know.
You're not doing any work.
But the only good thing about the fact that I wasn't really doing my own stuff before this is that when I had done content, I had just kind of sat on it.
Oh.
So I did have a lot, because I wasn't really focusing on doing things like OnlyFans and stuff before. So I did have a lot of.
How much did you have?
Like, I still not exhausted it, so I've got quite a bit.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Cool. I've been in the business since 2012.
Yeah.
So even though I haven't done content that often, it's still racked up.
Totally.
Especially when I haven't been using it. So it's.
That's amazing. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that you're enjoying OnlyFans and stuff, because a lot of girls hate it, and like I find it quite difficult, to be honest with you.
So it can be difficult, especially when you get. It's amazing that people pay to troll me. I don't understand that.
What do they come and say?
Oh, like you guys coming in and calling me a slag and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, what did you expect? You subscribed to my OnlyFans. Like, I was just gonna be here like making fairy cakes. Like, I don't. I honestly think these guys think that like they're gonna get a reaction, or that they're ruining our day or anything. Like, I block a person and then I never think about them again.
No,
you never cross my mind again. Like,
no, because we come into contact with thousands of people on the internet every day. Like, we're not thinking of you.
You're not special just because you got blocked by me.
Yeah, completely. Although, and you know, I resent that because, like, I am very proud of the fact that I've been blocked on Twitter by William Shatner, and I bring it up all the time. But I know
Why is that again?
I was just winding him up and calling him Bill. So, like, I noticed that William Shatner gets really wound up on Twitter, and I know if you say something slightly off, he will want to correct you. And I saw him doing this, so I was like, right, I'm going to try that, like, when I see an opportune moment. And I saw an opportune moment. I can't even remember exactly what it was. I'll have it somewhere. So he replied to me, but when he replies, because he's a fucking boomer, he quote retweets you. That's how yeah, so it's perfect. I was like, yes, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get Bill to reply to me. Captain Kirk, come on, we're on. And he did. Captain Kirk quote retweeted me. And then I was like, this is amazing. So I just kept fucking replying and calling him Bill. And then he blocked me. But there was another thing I kind of threw in there, which is, so do you remember those pictures of gender swapped celebrities that were going like a while ago? Because people face app to like change. So someone gender swapped the young William Shatner, and it looked exactly like me, and it's really weird. And no one's ever told me I look like anyone in my life. And then on this day, I had like 12 people tell me I look like William fucking Shatner. So I was like, now I've got his.
Is that a good thing?
I will mention this again. Like, I'd already mentioned it on Twitter, but I was like, okay. So I did a tweet saying, I can't believe that William Shatner tweeted me, and it wasn't about me being his doppelganger. And I put the screenshot of the picture, but the screenshot was of him. He tweeted it saying, I'd do me. So technically William Shatner would do me, apparently. Anyway, he just immediately blocks me. But it's very funny to me that there was a moment of time when he looked at my page and he blocked me.
Yeah.
He's not thinking of me tonight.
I really hope that the people who I have blocked are like, you know, it gives them some happiness and joy in their life.
Yeah, they're probably the same as me. They're like on their podcast, like, Tindra Frost blocked me because I called her, I don't know, a slag. Yeah,
I can totally imagine them all having podcasts, but it'll be like two listeners and it'll become called something like How to Trick Women into Bed.
I heard that a group of white men is called a podcast. That's a collective noun. Yeah, for sure. There's just a chain of all of us. Like, there's just levels of people who block people and people who don't give a shit and people talking about it on podcasts. And the level that you're listening to right now is this one. God. Anyway, you know what? I really wanted to tell the hot tub story because it's so fucking funny, and we need to tell it on this podcast.
Oh Jesus.
Can we do that?
Can
we do that?
I think we can.
I think I think we should. Okay. What levels should right. So I think we should go bit by bit.
Yes.
We'll go bit by bit because there's a point where we branched off from each other. Okay. And during the point where we branched off, I think I should say what I was doing, and then I went to find you, and then you should say what your story from when we branched off. Okay. So Tindra Frost and I were at AVN in Vegas. It was our first. Was it both of our first times? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was our first time at AVN.
It was fucking crazy. It was a lot to keep up with.
It was a busy place.
Yeah, it was a really intense time. So anyway, that night we went to this party, right? It was like in a suite. But I think we'd already been to a couple of
we this was like our after party.
Yeah, what was the first
I mean, this is in Vegas, so like nobody judge.
Yeah, I think they go like all fucking week essentially. But what was the first one? Like what was that day? I don't even remember.
Was that the white party one?
I'm not sure. That's what I was just thinking.
Because then we went to an after party in a hotel room.
Yeah. We went to Sterling's room.
Yeah. No, prior to that, I think we were just in the bar on the bottom floor of the hotel.
I'm trying to remember what I was
because
wearing.
we had Trina Winters with us for the first couple.
Yes, and we met Freshy Juice and your friend who you had been in Australia with. Who was her name?
Not in Australia. I started with her in Budapest. Liv.
Oh, what was her name?
Liv. Oh no, in Australia. That was yes, that was Sloan.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah, we met Sloan there, and then we met Liv at the second party. Jeez, how much did I drink?
All these girls that you'd previously. Amazing. Yes. Yeah, and we were with Adrina and Don for a bit, and then then I think we just went to the party in Sterling's room.
Yeah. And I think after that, we must have been pretty drunk, because I think we were just on our way to our accommodation when I was texting a friend who said there was a party going on in the hotel.
Yeah. And it was this like...
We definitely weren't invited. We definitely just arrived.
Well, we just had to show up. Well, we're hot girls, so like I think that's kind of the criteria for most.
That you just go and invite to everything then.
Yeah, like I think that it's okay because to be honest with you, the ratio of men to women in that room was terrible.
Yeah,
80% men, 20 women. So they were probably like, "Thank fuck, get in here."
Well, so there's a simple explanation, is that most of the women at AVN are working AVN, and they're probably not still up partying in the middle of the night. They're getting their beauty sleep. Yeah, they're not all crazy like us.
They're not looking to like get lit and like
voice sleep.
Yeah, totally. And there's a lot of guys there that I feel were kind of trying to get laid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's just what guys do.
Yeah, exactly. Like come to AVN, but you know, all the girls are busy sleeping because they've got a fucking shoot in the morning, you know.
Yeah.
Yes. So okay, so we got to the party and it was this beautiful suite, wasn't it? It was like huge. Yeah. And the view was really crazy. I had a video on my phone. I saw it in my Instagram stories recently and I was like, oh, that was so cool.
Yeah, it was massive, and I had these like windows with like a view all over Vegas.
Yeah, and I remember the bathroom was like crazy as well, like huge. So anyway, we got there. I don't think we really saw anyone we knew yet, but we split up at this point. This is the point we split up. Yes. Okay. So I'll say what I did. So I think I said to you, "Oh, I'll go get us some drinks."
Yeah.
You went to do a lap or whatever the fuck. You'll find out shortly. So I went to the bar to get us both a drink, and I got talking to some guy, and it wasn't I wouldn't say it's a conversation that I consented to being in. It was more like you know, like someone like it's just talking. I got stuck with a guy who was
I feel like this describes most of women's nights out.
Yeah.
Non-consensual conversations with drunk dudes.
Yeah. Who just won't stop. And it was definitely not like interesting. Oh, and I saw Elle Brooke as well. And I was talking to Elle Brooke. And that was interesting because she's really cool. And then I was like, oh, I'll go see what Tindra's up to. So I like fought through the crowds to come and find you. So, okay, right. So what were you doing?
Well, this particular apartment had a hot tub.
You went from 0 to 100. Can I just say that?
Well, it had a hot tub in the middle of the dance floor and there were naked ladies in it. I was like, this is why I'm here. This is why I'm on planet Earth. Like this is what I'm designed for. So I just whipped my clothes off, dive naked into the hot tub. So when you come, I'm there with like 2 naked bitches just having a 3-way kiss.
I was not expecting to find you completely naked in a hot tub with other. It was loads of girls like. So obviously I got in there too, and then we're all just...
Yeah, it's not like it took a lot of convincing to get you to join us. Don't act all innocent.
No, I was like, whoa, okay, this is happening. But there were like 6 girls in there. and it wasn't a big hot tub, and the water was just sloshing out like all over this fucking suite, right? The water was just sloshing like tidal waves, and there were so many guys just standing around like
Yeah, like when you say the ratio of men to women, basically all of the women were in the hot tub and the rest were just dudes filming it.
Yeah, completely. We must be on X videos somewhere. We should try.
Oh, we must be all over the internet. That was a
Loads
lot
of people filming that. Yeah, we didn't identify all the girls either. Like you said, one of them was a girl called Lana Wolf. I think she's like here in the UK.
Yeah, in Scotland, I think she is.
Yeah, I haven't caught up with her. Been like, hey, do you remember that night in the hot tub?
It'd be really awkward if I got her wrong. And she was
I know, and we've just said it on this podcast. Maybe bleep that just in case, because I don't know for sure.
Like, just give her a shout out anyway.
Shout out to her anyway. Yeah, we don't know if she's in the hot tub. Yeah, I'm not really sure, but like it was really fun and hot, and we were all just getting off. And then the DJ said the most classic line I've ever heard in my life that I will remember. He
came on like the voice of God over the speakers.
Yeah. Oh my god, it was like an intercom at a supermarket, like you know, please come to the front desk, Miss Frost, like that. Yeah. Yeah, and what he was saying was, should we do it together? Let's do it together. 3, okay. Put your hands.
I don't know where my microphone is.
No
fingering in the hot tub. Okay.
No
fingering. If you do not want fingering to occur in your hot tub, don't invite a bunch of porn stars to your party and let them get naked in it. Very simple.
Well, no, I mean, no one said it was okay to get naked. I just did it because I saw that you had already done it, and she'd already done it, and she'd already done it. You know? Do you know what I mean? Like, we don't really know.
He didn't complain about the nudity though. He just drew the line of fingering. Like I was allowed to be naked in a hot tub with a bunch of naked girls, and I was not allowed to finger them. I felt like even that's like fucking paradise looking at that apple. It's like, this is just unfair. Why put it there? Why put it there if I can't have it?
I know, it was really weird. It was really strange. Like we could like fuck each other for like a minute before this guy's voice booms down from the heavens. No fingering. But he said no fingering in the hot tub. What about elsewhere in the apartment? I'm sure there was some other fingering going on.
Yeah, this was a loophole. We should have tried to just go on the lip banks of the hot tub and try it.
I'm not in the hot tub. I'm not in the hot tub. What are you gonna do? Yeah, I still don't understand why that wasn't allowed, but I guess we'll never find out. Yeah.
He was having a Pornstar party at the AVN. I don't understand why he thought this was a reasonable rule.
Yes, and as you said, there were about 6 porn stars there, and they were all in the hot tub. So,
the best thing is I've seen one of those recordings, and you can literally hear his voice on it.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I've watched it many times just for that. It's so funny. It's just so funny. I want to cut it out and make it my ringtone. Every time my phone goes off, it's just that guy going, no fingering in the hot tub. Like, was that part of his job description when he was hired for the party? Like, make sure there's no fingering in the hot tub, please. Or what? Or was it a personal? Yeah. Was it his person? Because at first I wasn't really listening.
It seems such a strange point to draw the line.
Yeah, that's where you draw the line. Maybe it's because it made it like a prostitution thing, because maybe some people had paid to be at that party. Yeah. Because maybe they're going off like strip club laws. But I don't know, just a thought. I don't know. I have no idea, because as far as I'm concerned, it was a private party.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And it's just a bunch of Pornstars together in a hot tub. I don't feel like I don't know, it wasn't aggressive at all. It was just us putting on a show.
It was the most interesting thing happening at that party, to be honest with you. I mean, like. All right. Well, should we say goodbye?
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Let's wrap up. Oh my God, it was so good to see you. It was so good to see you. Honestly.
Me too.
I hope you have the most fucking amazing, awesome weekend. Don't fall over too much. Don't get too cold. Let me know if you see a moose, although I'm sure they are absolutely nowhere near the snowboarding place, because like, why would they be? But you know, just keep me updated on the moose thing in general.
I will keep you very informed on the moose.
Just in general, yeah. Okay. All right, babe. Well, I will hopefully talk to you soon.
Yes.
Goodbye.
This has been a CAM4 radio production. Come say hi at www.cam4radio.com.